Hi, hello and welcome back to F1 Challenge VB. My name is Mephisto and our epic journey through the history of Formula 1 continues today with the 8th round of the 1969 season, the Italian Grand Prix. It was held on the 7th of September, it had 16 entries, 15 of them took part in the race with 5 ending up retiring. The race was held over 68 laps and was completed in 1 hour, 39 minutes and 11 seconds. Jochen Rindt started the race from pole with Holm in second, who finished the race in 7th. Stewart was 3rd on the grid, Courage 4th, McLaren 5th and Beltois started the race from 6th. After a fantastic drive, Stewart climbed from 3rd into the lead of the race and won the Italian Grand Prix from Rindt, who dropped to 2nd and crossed the line just 0.08 of a second behind Stewart. Beltois climbed from 6th into 3rd and crossed the line 0.17 seconds after Stewart. McLaren gained a position to finish 4th, he was 0.19 seconds behind. Courage dropped 1 position to finish 5th, he was 33.44 seconds behind. And Rodriguez, who started the race from 12th, rounded off the top 6, he was 2 laps adrift. Beltois was the fastest man of the race, he posted a time of 1 minute 25.2 seconds on lap 64. Welcome to the fabulous Monza circuit, where a lap starts off with a very long run down into turn 1, Curva Grande, a fast open right-hander. Next is Roggia, a fast left-hand sweeper that takes us into the Lesmo, a medium speed double apex right-hander. Brake hard for Lesmo 1 and hug the corner tightly. A quick burst of power and once again try to hug the corner as tightly as possible, otherwise you might hit the walls on the outside. Next up is Curva Via Leone, a high-speed open left-hander. Don't let the car go too wide through here, as that could end your race. And lastly, we come into Parabolica, a medium speed 180 degree right-hander. Pay attention, as the first half of the corner is significantly tighter than the second. But this brings us around onto the main straight, and that is a lap around the Temple of Speed, the Monza circuit. And here we are in qualifying for the Italian Grand Prix, coming around to set our first and only qualifying lap, a 1:32.760. That's not very good, but unfortunately I wasn't able to improve on that lap time as much as I tried to. I just couldn't keep up the pace, so this will have to do. As we now come over to race day, and we have a beautiful sunny day, so that should go well, hopefully. As we take a look at the previous Italian Grand Prix winners, it's been a very long time since we won an Italian Grand Prix, and in fact we haven't won one in the past 10 seasons, so it would be nice if this and its last Italian Grand Prix would end on the podium at least, but we will have to see. Anyway, we have Stewart on pole with Higgs in second, John Sturtey's third, 4th is Jackie Oliver, Graham Hill starting from 5th, and rounding off the top 6 is Bill Bragg, which is quite interesting. Then in 7th we have Denny Holm, followed by Joe Siffert in 8th, 9th is Jean-Pierre Beltois, and Bruce McLaren starting from 10th. Then in 11th we have Jack Brabham starting from midfield, which is interesting in itself. Pierce Courage 12th, 13th Johnny Servos-Gavin, 14th Silvio Moser, 15th Pedro Rodriguez, Chris Amon starting from 16th, Derek Bell 17th, 18th Jochen Rindt, Joe Bonnier 19th, John Love 20th, Vic Elford 21st, John Miles 22nd, Andy Higgs 23rd, which I believe is the lowest starting position this season, for Andy at least. 24th Van Rooyen, 25th Sam Tingle, 26th Peter de Klerk, 27th Al Pease and John Corns starting from 28th. So that is the grid lineup for today's Italian Grand Prix. Once again, hopefully this is going to go well for Andy. Obviously we would like to end our last Italian Grand Prix on a high note. That would be very nice, and that would mean a top 3 finish, hopefully, but we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, that was a pretty standard start. However, there is not... I was trying to gain some positions, but there's not a lot of room. But now, as we come towards turn 1, the car is kind of spread around a bit, so that allows me to kind of gain a few positions as we come through Curva Grande here. Can we overtake Joe Bonnier for P21? Yes, we can, and that's P21 done. As we now chase after John Love. Can we overtake him into Lesmo? No, we cannot. I brake a little bit late. Joe Bonnier hits me a little bit from behind and then proceeds to overtake me on the outside. I couldn't do too much about that, but as we come into Lesmo 2, I once again overtake him for P20, and that's P21 finally settled as we take a look at a replay of the start. And there it is, a bit slow on my end, but you know, that's kind of par for the course. I'm generally quite bad at starts, so it's kind of a big day when I manage to have a good start. But yeah, I was trying to gain some positions, but it was a little bit difficult since there were so many cars around me. As we now move on towards the end of lap 1, we just overtook John Love and we are about to overtake Derek Bell. We do, and that's P19. Can we take John Miles as well? No, not quite, as we come into Parabolica. Derek Bell there overtakes us on the outside, so we drop back down to P20, but we managed to get a decent drive out of Parabolica, so we might be able to take back P19. Yes, we do, as we cross the line to start lap 2 here. And we're now once again chasing after John Miles. Here's a replay of Peter Leclerc coming towards the end of lap 1 here through Parabolica. He pulls to the side and apparently has some brake problems, so that's what happened there. He pulls to the side and that is the end of his race. Still lap 2 here and trying to overtake John Miles coming into the Lesmo, but I go very wide and hit the arm code there that causes me to lose a couple of positions, which obviously isn't too good, but we will try to regain those positions. And that's P19 once again as we overtake John Miles, and we're now looking at Derek Bell. And here's a replay of John Surtees coming around towards the end of lap 2 to set the fastest lap of the race, so congratulations to John Surtees for posting the fastest lap of the race, and congratulations for posting it so early on in the race. Anyway, we now skip to lap 4 as I'm still struggling to catch on Derek Bell. Coming through Lesmo 1 there, my inside tire got stuck on something that caused me to lose control of the car. I lost a bunch of time and a bunch of positions. We dropped to P21, but I managed to retake P19, but that will put us back a lot. It's going to be quite difficult to catch back up as we come towards the end of lap 4, come through Parabolica. For some reason the car didn't really want to turn, and that caused me to lose positions again as I managed to just barely overtake John Love and then John Miles. And thankfully we're back in P19. Now moving on to lap 9, chasing after Derek Bell, who is still some 3 seconds up the road. It's very, very difficult to catch up to him. For some reason my car wasn't feeling that good anymore. But here's a replay of LP's, who has a problem with his engine. There's thick black smoke coming out of the rear of that car. He pulls to the side and he is out of the Italian Grand Prix. Still on P9, and for some reason every car is very, very slow. I'm not quite sure why the AI slowed down this much. I'm guessing that there's some sort of a back marker holding everyone up, but this is quite insane. We move up into P17, P16, P15, P14, 13, 12, and I think that was a back marker, so P12 it is for the moment. So the back marker was holding up quite a few people, and we're overtaking Pedro Rodriguez for P11 and Bruce McLaren for P10. 9 positions in just a few hundred meters. That's quite impressive. The AI was I sometimes don't get it why the AI is having so much problems overtaking slower cars, but it seems that like they do. Towards the end of lap 10 I catch up to Joe Siffert, and that's P9. So we are climbing up the ladder, although it's too late at this point in the race, so I don't think we'll be able to win, unfortunately. As on lap 13 here we catch up to Denny Hall and we overtake him for P8. That's quite nice. As we take a look at a replay of Pierce Carriage, who has smoke coming out of his engine, and that is the end of his race as he pulls to the side and retires from the race. So that's yet another retirement. Lap 15 here, and we just overtook Graham Hill for P7, and we see Chris Amon just ahead of us. If we overtake him, that's going to be 1 point. If we manage to finish the race, hopefully we'll be able to. Sorry about that. but we won't. Again, I don't think we'll be able to win. It's too late in the race and we're too far behind, and towards the end of lap 15 we managed to overtake Chris Amon, so that's P6. That's 1 point if we manage to finish the race once again. Lap 17 now, chasing after Jackie X, who is about 6 seconds up the road, so we have a long way to go before we can overtake him. Hopefully you will be able to, as we take a look at a replay of John Love, who has a problem with his suspension coming into Parabolica, and he stops his car right in the middle of the racing line. Not quite sure why he did that, as we take a look at a replay of Jackie Oliver, who was 1 lap ahead of John Love actually, and crashes into John Love, who stopped on the racing line there. As we come around to start lap 19, we overtake Oliver, who is out of the race, and that's P5, so that's 2 points if we manage to finish the race. Lap 20, and Chris Amon is now out of the race as well. However, we overtook him a while back, so we don't gain any positions from that. And here is a replay of Chris Amon, who apparently has a problem with his suspension. He pulls to the side of the track, and that is the end of his Grand Prix. Lap 23 now, and we are closing in on Jackie X as John Surtees crosses the line and wins the Italian Grand Prix. And here's a replay of Surtees crossing the line to win. Congratulations to him, he did a fantastic job this race. Unfortunately, it isn't us winning the Italian Grand Prix, but I had so many mistakes, and here I make one more mistake, which up until now I had a little bit of hope that I might be able to catch Jackie X before the end of the race, but for some reason the car didn't really want to turn through Lesmo 1 there, and that cancelled any chances I might have had to gain P4, but eventually we managed to cross the line in P5, so 2 points, not bad, but could have been a lot better. Anyway, John Surtees win with Bill Bragg in second, which is quite interesting to me. Second Stewart, third X, fourth X, fifth Higgs, and I didn't catch who was in sixth. Here are the rest of the people who managed to complete the race, and here are the retirements. 6 people were unable to complete the race for various reasons, and that is the Italian Grand Prix. Kind of a disappointing result. I had a few mistakes, so it's mostly on me, but for some reason, after I lost control on lap 4 there, for some reason the car didn't feel too well. It didn't really want to corner all that well. I'm not quite sure why, but that ultimately sealed my fate, I guess, so that is that. Anyway, let's move on, and here are the career statistics. This was Andy's 181st Grand Prix. His best start is from first, has 17 pole positions, has set 33 fastest laps. His best finishes in first, has completed 109 races, 85 of them in the points, has won 48 Grand Prix, 4 at the Indianapolis 500, 6 in Monaco, has 8 championships under his belt, has scored a total of 571 points, has experienced 3,735 out of 4,686 laps, has 8 bronze trophies, 17 silver trophies, 48 gold trophies, and as an extension 48 podiums. And here is a quick look at the championship standings. Andy Hicks still leading the championship with Jackie X in second, Bruce McLaren third, fourth John Surtees, fifth Jackie Stewart, Jean-Pierre Beltois, sixth. The last person with points is Mario Andretti down in 18th, and bringing up the bottom of the driver standings is Richard Atwood down in 30th. So those are the drivers. Let's now move on to the constructors, where we have Pete Lovely, Volkswagen Incorporated, leading the championship only by a hair. Jack Brabham is in second, Matra International third, fourth Bruce McLaren Motor Racing, fifth Gold Leaf Team Lotus, Owen Racing Organization sixth. The last team with points are Scuderia Ferrari down in 10th, and bringing up the bottom of the constructors standings are Jack Holm Racing down in 18th. So that was the Italian Grand Prix. Once again, not a very good result. Obviously scoring points is better than not scoring points, but I would have liked to do a little bit better, maybe finish in the top 3. That would have been very, very nice, but once again I did make a few mistakes, and then I had that little incident on lap 4 where I nearly lost control of the car, and after that the car felt very, very sluggish through the corners. It was understeering very much. I'm not quite sure why, but that's that. I don't think it was the suspension felt good. My guess is that I might have bent my wings or lost my front wing, I'm not quite sure, but that ultimately led to me not doing all that well. But anyway, let's move on. Our next race is the Canadian Grand Prix. We return to Mosport this time, so looking forward to it. I quite enjoy that circuit. It's quite fun to drive around on. So hopefully that will go a little bit better, but we'll have to wait and see. But that is the end of this video. Don't forget to vote for next season's team, and don't forget to vote for a name for Andy's son. Links as always are in the description. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, stay sharp.